Every generation has had one moment where the world shifted, and most people didn't notice until it was too late. The printing press killed the scribe, the factory killed the craftsman, the computer killed the typist, and right now, quietly, in server farms across the world, the next shift is already happening. This one is different though, because this time it's not coming for one job, it's not coming for one industry, it's coming for all of them, simultaneously, at speed that no previous generation ever had to deal with. And the wild part? Most people are still arguing about whether it's real. So let's settle it, level by level.
Level 1. The physical workers. Warehouse staff, delivery drivers, factory line workers, cashiers. These were supposed to be the first to go, and honestly, they were right. Amazon already runs warehouses where robots handle up to 75% of the movement. No lunch breaks, no sick days, no complaints about the thermostat. A robot doesn't call in on a Monday because it had a rough weekend. Self-checkout replaced thousands of cashier jobs so quietly that most people didn't even notice. You just started scanning your own groceries one day and never thought about it again. Waymo driverless taxis are now completing over 250,000 paid rides every single week across 5 major US cities. No driver, no tips, no small talk about traffic. The trucking industry, 3.5 million drivers in the US alone, is watching this very carefully and trying not to show it. Now, here's the thing. Physical jobs aren't fully gone yet. Robots still struggle with unpredictable environments. Controlled warehouse? Perfect. Chaotic construction site? The robot walks into a wall and falls over. We laugh, for now. But the window is closing. Fast.
Level 2. The clerks and administrators. Data entry specialists, schedulers, customer service reps, receptionists. If your entire job is moving information from one place to another, AI doesn't just do that job. It does it faster, cheaper, and without ever asking for a raise. Klarna reported that their AI assistant handled the equivalent work of 700 full-time customer service agents in its first month, across 23 markets in over 35 languages. Then, a year later, they quietly started hiring humans back. Turns out customers still wanted someone who actually cares. And the internet ran with that story like it was a win. But here's what nobody talks about. The AI is still running. It just has backup now. That's not a comeback story for human workers. That's a warning dressed up as good news. And Klarna isn't even the scary one. IBM's HR AI system now handles 11.5 million employee interactions every year with almost no human oversight. BT, one of Britain's biggest companies, is cutting 55,000 jobs by the end of the decade and replacing 10,000 of them directly with AI. Their CEO said it himself. This level isn't disappearing overnight, but it is shrinking. Every year, every update, without announcement.
Level 3. The creatives. Okay, this is where it gets uncomfortable, because creatives were supposed to be safe. Machines can't be creative, right? That's a human thing. That's our thing. Tell that to the graphic designer who lost 3 clients because they switched to Midjourney. Tell that to the copywriter whose entire agency replaced them with an AI prompt and a junior editor to clean it up. Tell that to the musician who found out a brand used an AI-generated track instead of hiring them and paid nothing. Literally nothing. After ChatGPT launched, job postings for roles involving repetitive, structured creative tasks dropped by 13%. Meanwhile, postings for technical and analytical roles grew by 20%. The market isn't just changing, it's actively sorting people into 2 buckets: the ones AI replaces and the ones who direct it. Here's the truth, though. Truly great creative work still requires a human. Emotion, experience, the specific weird pain of being alive that makes something actually hit. AI can mimic the surface. It can't replicate the depth. But most creative work that gets paid for isn't great art. It's functional content, ads, blog posts, stock images, background music, filler. And functional content at scale? AI is already better at it than most humans, and it costs almost nothing. The creatives who survive this aren't the ones trying to outproduce AI. They're the ones who figured out how to aim it.
Level 4. The skilled professionals. Lawyers, accountants, financial analysts, coders, doctors even. These people spent years, decades in some cases, building expertise that was supposed to be untouchable. And then AI showed up to their dinner party uninvited and just started doing their job at the table. AI legal tools can now review contracts, flag risks, and generate legal documents in minutes. Work that used to take a junior associate an entire week. Gone. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, executives at the biggest banks on earth are actively exploring replacing entry-level roles like presentation assembly and data analysis entirely with AI. No drama, no press release, just gone. In medicine, AI diagnostic tools are detecting certain cancers from scans with accuracy that rivals, and in some cases beats, experienced radiologists. And coding? Well, the creator of Claude Code, the AI agent built by Anthropic, said publicly that he hasn't manually written a single line of code since November 2025. Claude writes 100% of his production code now. He just reviews it. The Anthropic CEO went further, saying AI could handle everything a software engineer does end-to-end within 6 to 12 months. Let that sit for a second. The people building the AI are already saying their own jobs are next. Now, AI is not replacing the senior surgeon. It's not replacing the partner at the law firm. What it is doing is destroying the entry-level pipeline that used to feed those positions, which creates a terrifying new problem. If AI handles all the junior work, how does the next generation of experts actually develop? Nobody has a clean answer to that yet.
Level 5. The managers. The managers. The people who watched every other level get hit and thought, oh, that's rough, but I oversee strategy. I lead people. I make decisions. You can't automate that. Cute. AI tools are generating performance reports, identifying inefficiencies, forecasting revenue, and flagging underperformers, things that used to need an entire layer of management. The World Economic Forum's 2025 report found that 41% of employers worldwide plan to reduce headcount in the next 5 years specifically because of AI. And based on 2025 and 2026, they are not waiting 5 years. Over 127,000 tech workers were laid off in 2025 alone. In just the first few months of 2026, another 32,000 followed. Companies like Atlassian cut 10% of their entire workforce and framed it as restructuring for, and I'm quoting here, the AI era. Middle management, the layer that collects information from below and reports it upward, is the most endangered species in the corporate food chain right now, because that is literally what AI does best. That is its whole thing. Senior leadership still requires human judgment, real accountability, the ability to look someone in the eye and make a call that could end careers, including your own. But the layer beneath them, it's getting thinner every year.
The final level, what AI cannot touch. All right, you made it here and you want the honest answer about what's actually safe. Here it is. Jobs built on genuine human connection. Therapists, social workers, the kind of teacher who actually changes a kid's life. AI can assist there, but it cannot replace the trust built between two people in a real vulnerable moment. Klarna already proved that customers notice the difference. Some things still need a human on the other end. Jobs requiring physical unpredictability at a high level of skill. Elite surgeons, specialized tradespeople, emergency responders. The real world is still too messy, too fast, too chaotic for full automation. The robot still falls over at the construction site. And jobs that require creativity at the actual highest level, not functional content, but original thought, cultural intuition, genuine artistic risk, still deeply human. AI can remix what already exists. It cannot want something. But most importantly, the people who understand AI well enough to direct it, deploy it, and build with it strategically, they are not being replaced. Right now, in 2026, they are the most valuable people in every room they walk into. The gap between them and everyone else is widening every single month.
Here's what history tells us about moments like this. The printing press didn't just kill jobs, it created an entire world of new ones nobody could have predicted. The factory didn't just replace craftsmen, it built an industrial economy that eventually lifted billions out of poverty. Every major shift looked like the end, until it wasn't. AI will probably do the same. New jobs will emerge, new industries will be built. Some of them don't even have names yet. But here's the difference that should sit with you. Every previous shift gave people time. Decades, sometimes generations. A blacksmith's grandson became a factory worker. A typist's daughter became a programmer. The transition had room to breathe. This one doesn't. The World Economic Forum projects 92 million jobs displaced by 2030, with 170 million new ones created, a net gain on paper. But that paper doesn't tell you what happens to the 45-year-old data entry clerk in the middle of that transition. The numbers balance, the people don't always.
The people who will be okay are not the ones waiting to see how this plays out. They're already learning, already adapting, already building. The question isn't whether AI is coming for your level. It already has. The question is what you're going to do about it while there's still time to choose. Drop your job in the comments. Let's see which level you're on. And if this video just made you slightly paranoid about your future, good. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. They'll thank you later. Maybe.